Hey guys, it's Justin Parnell. Welcome back to Journey of Discovery, our free-to-play MTG Arena series. If you want to see more content like this, be sure to subscribe to youtube.com/thinktwicemtg, where you are right now, and leave a like and a comment if you like what you see, or you tell me what I could do differently, since I'm probably going to make some mistakes here in this episode. Who knows? If you want to support the show, go to patreon.com/thinktwicemtg. And if you want to listen to the Thinktwice podcast, which this show is brought to you by, search Thinktwice MTG on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play Music, Stitcher, and Spotify. All right. We are in the last remnants of our gifted packs. So we have 10 packs to open today, which is all of the rest of them. And then from here on out, we're just going to be opening whatever we get. So our free packs from the week, plus from whatever we get from our limited episode. So let's get to it. Conclave Tribunal is good. Ionize, that's our third one. And we are going to get a mythic wild card, which is good. And we're actually going to get most of the way to a rare wild card. Nothing of note here. Oh, except for that mythic wild card. Very, very nice. And an uncommon wild card with this pack. 2 uncommon wild cards with this pack. And a risk factor. That's a good one. Demir Spybug. That's not bad. Fine Finale. I think that's our third one. That's good too. Goblin Crater Maker, there's our mythic wild card, plus a citywide bust. That's the only bust we've had so far, so I guess I can't complain too much about it. Nothing of note here. Ooh, Aurelia. This is our second Aurelia, so that's good. To go with our 4 Sacred Foundries that we just happened to have opened. Disinformation Campaign, common wild card. Legion War Boss, alright. A lot of aggressive stuff here. Nothing super notable. A third risk factor. Okay. Uncommon wild card, which is great. Goblin Banneret. A second citywide bust. All right. And then our last pack, and of course, an uncommon wild card, which is very good. And our last pack is going to get us a Thief of Sanity. Well, that's quite appropriate. So, of course, we have a lot of gold, so if we wanted to get guaranteed another rare wild card, we can open up another pack. So, I'm going to take a quick break and show you what we're going to be working with today. All right, so as most of you probably know, the Thinktwice MTG channel is myself and Ali Aintrazi. And today I feel like we need to restore balance to the universe, and Ollie's been playing a lot of these slow, grindy decks with like 6 treasure maps and like Splash and Niv Mizzet and a mono black deck and stuff like that. And if you want to see that, you should check out his videos. But some people like to attack with creatures, and I'm one of those people. So we need to bring back balance to the force. So we're going to be playing some Boros Aggro today, and I want to point out specifically that I feel like this deck is fairly close to a tier 1 deck in standard, with some notable exceptions, of course. As we go through the list, G2 Lava Runner, Shock, Goblin Instigator, Runaway Steamkin, Pyromancer, Vishana Pyromancer, Lava Coil, Lightning Strike, Risk Factor. All of these, well, maybe not the Instigator, but we'll get to that in a second. Most of these cards are pretty stock for the Mono Red deck in standard. Obviously, there's one really notable card that we don't have, and that's Goblin Chainwhirler. However, what we do have is 4 Sacred Foundries, a Clifftop Retreat, 2 Aurelias, and then a couple of other nice red and white spells that are particularly aggressive. So what we're doing today is, since we don't have Goblin Chainwhirler and we only have 1 Experimental Frenzy, which I'm notably excluding from this deck list, is we're going to kind of combine some decks. There was a true Boros aggressive deck that played Heroic, Reinforcements, and Goblin Instigator at the Pro Tour. We're going to combine that with the Mono Red Shell, throw in Integrity, Intervention, and our 2 Aurelias that we have with everything else, and we're going to get a a quite aggressive deck to try to run over our opponents. Now, we opened today 2 Risk Factors, 1 Aurelia, and Legion Warboss, all of which we are using for this deck. So, honestly, I had another deck planned to play, but since we opened this is something that I've considered for a couple of weeks, but I didn't want to use too many wildcards on it just because we were far off. And now we're significantly less far off and in much better shape to play it. We opened our 4th Runaway Steamkin in our draft last week, so we're gonna give this a run in a constructed event. We're not gonna do competitive constructed just because sideboard would require some more cards that we don't have, but we're gonna give it a run in a best of 1, which obviously is a strength of this deck. So let's give that a shot. All right, Boros Aggro in our construct event. This looks like a very keepable hand, so we're going to do just that. We have 7 red sources, or 7 white sources rather, in our deck. We have 2 plains, 4 Sacred Foundries, 1 Clifftop Retreat, because we don't really need to cast any of the cards that are white on time. And this is really going to be no different. Our full Branchwalker, which we're going to clear the way with this shock. And we'll get in for 4. Risk Factor would be a very good draw. As would... Well, a white source would be nice too. We certainly would not be sad about that. I imagine they got to keep this on top. And they are. Okay, another red source. That's not a problem. Well, we're going to go ahead and play this other one to get our Runaway Steamkin to 4. This one won't trigger. So we're gonna let them trade with the Steamkin, get in for 2 more. And then play another Lava Runner. Chupacabra, which is going to take care of the Steamkin. So we really need an instant or sorcery on our draw. So, of course, Mountain is what we come up with. And Cast Down is going to be able to get one of these, but I don't really want to trade 2 damage for one of our creatures. So we are going to hold this Mountain and pass the turn. Just in case they have, I don't know, some way to make us discard a card. Okay, well, fortunately they drew a land with the Seeker Squire, so it didn't become a 2-3. Alright, well, there's a Steamkin, but not an instant or sorcery, which we have a lot of in our deck. Cast down on the Steamkin. Little do they know that it's not very good right now. Carnage Tyrant. Honestly, not that big of a deal. It's more of a blocker. Alright. Well, we have drawn our 4th G2 Lava Runner. We'll just play this Mountain. No text. This is quite an unfortunate draw, but we could still rally. So basically we just want to make sure we know the turn that we're going to die. No, now it's next turn. Not die, but have our board wiped as such. And let's bump up one of our Lava Runners and attack. Or not. No attacks. So... okay, now we're going to be done for, because we've drawn very, very poorly. If I do all of these attacks, we can double block here to not die. And then we got a 1. And there's not really anything that we can draw to make us not be dead. Certainly not planes. Okay. Well, that was a brutal one. That was a brutal way to start. All right. Game number 2. We're 0-1. We're still going to keep this hand. It's still a solid curve of Lava Runner, which I think I actually put 12 of these in our deck. That's my bad. Legion's Landing. Well, we can attack through that. Hey, there's a risk factor. It's going to ask us for damage. So I don't know why I'm holding this. Damage. Now we'll play the Steamkin. Hopefully we can draw a 1-drop. Okay. Well, we're going to go ahead and attack. And see what our opponent does. If they try to block, we'll... Well, I guess we'll go ahead and risk factor. Not really concerned what they do. They can pick either one, and I will be satisfied. Okay. We want to hold this lightning strike in case they have a Benelish. There we go. Benelish Marshal. That's what we're gonna be lightning striking down. Heroic Reinforcements is not awful. Which gives our a pump here. And of course we can risk factor next turn. And if we draw a Heroic Reinforcements, we'll be in even better shape. Or draw a white for a Heroic Reinforcements. I'm not sure if our opponent's going to attack here. Just as a 1-1 might be more a more profitable blocker. But we'll see. Only way to guarantee the 1 life is by attacking. Okay, Shock is a very good draw. Let's shock the Bodyguard, as it makes a better blocker. I think I'm going to pitch the reinforcements. Actually, I think I just want to attack right now. Let's see what our opponent does, because we have 2 cards in our hand, so I would love to encourage them to block. Okay, they do not. Okay, well, in the turn, it's likely we're going to be able to draw some cards here. I imagine they're not going to want to go to 1. Okay, well, if they target our Steamkin, we can use it for mana. Which we will do. Pitch the reinforcements. They're going to go to 1, then go to 2, 3. Okay, well, did not work out for our opponent. Although I suppose it would not have worked out either way. Okay, back in the winners column. Alright. Boros Aggro, game 3, we're 1-1. We do have a Plains here, so... this is actually Integrity... Steamkin combos are actually totally fine. So we're going to keep this. We don't have a 1-drop, which is okay. We don't have a ton of 1-drops in our deck, honestly. Okay. Looks like we got some sort of brew here. We're going to wait to play our Plains for as long as we can. Alright, Discovery. Well, let's see what kind of deck they are. Looks like they kept both and then just drew one. Potentially looking for a land. Let's attack and give +2/+2 here. Push through some damage. Duress. Okay. Well, I suppose they take the reinforcements, but I mean, we do have an expensive lightning helix as well. The reinforcements, of course, represents a significantly more damage. We'll play the plains and play our lava runner, which will bump these two. Get our opponent down to 8. And of course, we can remove this at any time to deal our opponent 3 and gain 3, or remove a blocker if it comes to that. Ritual of Soot? Nope, not going to happen. Okay. Well, we're not really going to react until our opponent reacts. And since this is 9, there's not really a reason for us to do anything but attack. Because if our opponent goes to kill one of our creatures, which they're... Okay, they're not going to. Alright. Well, I guess they'll just take it. Take it in the face. Alright. Boros Aggro. We're 2-1. We're on the draw. And we have 1 mountain. Our hand is very low curve, so we're actually going to keep this. Famous last words, usually, but... Oh. Rewarded. Rewarded immediately by a second mountain. Obviously, we're playing essentially mono red, so we don't deserve it, but here we are. Woodland Stream usually means merfolk. Let's see if our opponent proves us right. They might not. Maybe it's not merfolk. Huh. Okay, well. Let's see if they do anything sneaky here. Touching their hand, touching their mana? No? Okay, alright, we'll play our Steamkin. Oh, radical idea, okay. Not quite sure what's going on. I think our opponent has figured out what we're doing. Okay. So, here we do have a... merfolky group here. And we will attack for 4. Put ourselves in pretty good position. Even if we don't draw a land next turn, we can still play 2 of these. Even if we draw a 3-drop, we can do the same. Or if we draw a land, we can do the same. We're in very good shape. Merfolk Mistbinder. Okay. Alright, well this is key for disappointing our opponent into thinking that they can profitably block. Okay, so there is a land. So we can get this back to 3 essentially. We can go... Pyromancer. We can remove this, then play Pyromancer, and then Lightning Strike. Okay. That way we get these in trading territory. We have another Lightning Strike in our hand, which is great. Our opponent cannot profitably block the Steamkin. Yeah, they're not. I mean, if they want to double block, that is more than fine. That they take 4, leave us with 8 power. That puts them down to 7. So all we have to do is connect with 2 of these, and we have Lightning Strike to finish them off, as well as any amount at the top of our library. I feel like our odds are pretty good. Didn't exactly work out for us to be able to... Oh, yeah. Oh, let's just go ahead and lava coil this, and then attack with the team. All right, that's another one down. All right, 3 and 1. This is going to be a mulligan. We don't have any action. We only have reactive spells and shock. We have 2 spells. We're not always guaranteed to cast every game, and then a risk factor. So we're going to go ahead and mulligan this one. And this one I actually like quite a bit, especially on 6. This is a better. I would rather have this as a 6 card hand than a 7 because we can look for a land, which you found. Little peace of mind. All right, and our opponent has elected to not take 2, which is wise. We've not had the chance to cast heroic reinforcements yet, but I certainly look forward to our ability to do so. If they play a Goblin Electromancer here, we're going to Lightning Strike it rather than Shock it. Okay. So, if they have a Shock, we can Integrity Intervention, which would be really great. And of course, we can get in, essentially... Oh, do they have a Shock? Oh, great. Okay. Well, now we're going to do this. We'll resolve that Shock, and we're going to go ahead and shock our opponent so we can get in the maximum amount of damage. That's good. Excellent, excellent making them use this Shock. And they're going to be on the back foot now. Oh, yeah. If we get in this hit... I discarded a Charter Course. If we can get in this hit here... Yeah. I feel pretty good. They go to 5. And we have a Lightning Strike, so... I mean, it is certainly possible for them to get out of this, but I think their life is just too low. We're going to end turn Lightning Strike them. Leave them at 2, even if they have a blocker. That's fine. Alright. Let's see if... Alright. I think we're going to be able to take it down. Yep. Alright. Boros Aggro. Alright, Boros Aggro, we're 4 and 1. I actually like this hand fine. We have Steamkin, which is our best card. We have Integrity Intervention plus the white to cast it. I've actually liked this. Obviously, it put in work last game. Oh, God. Oh, Johnny's welcome. Okay. Strap in. My least favorite deck to play against on MTG Arena. And people sure do like it. Okay. Right on time, Gitu Lava Runner. Thanks, friend. Alright. So, this is where not having Goblin Chain Whirler really puts a damper on things. Okay. Interesting choice. We're going to bash this Danitha. And we're going to play the Lava Runner so we can get in for 3. Our opponent doesn't seem interested in blocking. Now, if we draw some of our big spells, if we draw Aurelia or Heroic Reinforcements or even... what's it called? Risk Factor. Right on time, I will say, for the Lava Coil. We've very nearly gotten our opponent to 20. I think we're going to do it this turn, finally. I thought we were going to have to do the combo of Integrity Intervention and Shock to take down their War Leader, but looks like that's not going to be the case. Okay. Well, we're just going to keep going. No reason to cast these 2 spells. Settle the wreckage. Oh, man. Is this LSV playing? That's not good at all. Yuck. We'll just say okay. Well, that's really not good. Alright, we need something. Venerated Loxodon. Okay. Well, I suppose that resolves. Okay, so we are going to Lightning Helix here. The only reason we're doing this now is to be able to have the mana on our turn. Well, there's Heroic Reinforcements, which is nice. And we'll attack and then shock away the Loxodon. If they block, if they don't, then that's fine. This is not our finest hour. I'll say that. We're dead to almost anything from our opponent. Oh man. Alright. We're gonna play this mountain. This is not a race that we are able to win. What is this deck? What is this deck, opponent? Did they see us in the queue and they're like, nah. No, I don't think so. So, we can't beat, like we can't beat this card. We probably can't beat this card. We can't beat any sizable creature. So, I'm going to hold this Lava Coil. I don't want to do it on this Legion's Landing token. Alright, we're playing these in case when we draw a risk factor, not in case, but when we draw it, we want to be able to play it and jumpstart it in the same turn. Okay, well. We have something that can trade with the vampire now, which we will immediately do, of course, which our opponent is not interested in. I don't think 1 toughness matters. Let's go, just in case it does. Without a Marshal. What else do they have? What do they have here? They have to have something. There's another Loxodon? You know what? We're going to... Against my better judgment, we're going to Lava Coil here. Because I feel like they would have played... They would have played... the War Leader if they had it. So there's a chance that we held removal for too long. I guess we're going to find out this turn. Nope. Okay. Okay. Well, we're kind of doing it. What does our opponent have? Do they just have lands too? Are we both just flooded? Another Legion's Landing? Okay. Okay, they go to 9. They're surely not going to attack. Alright, we just need to draw something. Perfect. Well, that was what we wanted. That was a perfect draw. Let's go ahead and get rid of one of their life-linking blockers. And they trade with a Pyromancer. And then take 5, go to 4. We might be doing it. We might be fighting back and dealing our opponent 65 damage this game. Or what feels like approximately 65 damage. Okay, I think, unless our opponent has no tricks, this is going to be exact. They're going to take 3, go to 2. Oh, man. Wow. Good game. Didn't think we were going to get out of that one. All right. 5-1. with Boros Aggro, and this is just an okay hand. We have a Steamkin, so we're going to keep it, but we're really needing to hit a white source. But I feel confident that we're going to do it. Why, you ask? Because when you're pretty much playing mono red, that's what you have to do. You have to just assume that it's just going to happen for you. Alright. We have our Steamkin. Can we come back and fight the Golgari Menace that defeated us in the first round? Oof. Well, fortunately, let's Lightning Strike here. I can't think of anything. Well, I'll save the Lava Coil just in case a future walker can get to 4 before we can deal with it. Okay. Or just this Wild Growth Walker. Alright, at least Steamkin grows as we go. Grow as we go. Alright, Jade Light Ranger. If it doesn't get to 4, okay, and it does not. Frost's Contempt, which they are going to keep, of course. Oh, I forgot we had these in our deck. This is the first time we've drawn it. So, let's play the Instigator in case we draw a white for the reinforcements. Opponent's thinking about blocking. I'd really like them to block. And they do not. Okay. Well, not a big deal. Let's play the Pyromancer. Put a little more pressure on. Get our opponent to 9. Contempt on the Steamkin. Well, we got our value out of it. There's a Lightning Strike. That's good. Get a blocker out of the way. Get our opponent to 7. Well, white mana would certainly do it. There's no question about that. Okay, we have a shot. Because our opponent's not doing much with this Vivian Reed. And we can ignore it. Essentially for the whole game. Fine Broker, that's going to be way too slow. G2 Lava Runner, okay. And get our opponent to 1. So they have to put... Avrasa's Contempt would be good, but I don't think they have one. They can't find one with Vivian Reed. They can put 2 blockers into play, potentially 3. They get back a Wild Growth Walker. I mean, that's not going to help them. Jade Light Ranger's not going to help them. District Guide's not going to help them. Maybe they just think I'm not going to attack them, but I'm going to. Alright. Can we complete the reverse sweep? Alright. 6-1 Boros Aggro. This is maybe the best hand that we've had. So we're certainly going to keep it. Lava Runner into Steamkin. Into removal the next turn. And we're on the play. Black. Okay, so they could have Moment of Craving. Alright, well they take one of our pieces of removal. What they are working with will probably tell us, I think Shock is more valuable, but they take the Coil. Now we can play Instigator and Shock next turn. Okay. Okay, they could have a Walker. Alright, if they miss here, they do not. We don't want to double shock, that's for sure. And they know about shock on the left. So we're just going to attack here. And if they play a Wild Growth Walker, we're going to double shock it. And then probably attack with everything. Okay. Cast down, which they're certainly going to keep. Alright, let's go ahead and use the shock that they know about on the branch walker here. Oh, if only we had our 4-drop. Okay, we're going to attack. They're going to block the lava runner. We are going to kill it with the shock, which is still going to deal them 6. Because we're going to shock before damage is dealt. Give our steam gun another counter. We're not in great shape, but we're not in terrible shape. If only we had something to cast off this steamkin, but we do not. Branch walker? Okay. Well, we've avoided the wild growth walker thus far, which is a positive, of course. Also quite a positive that our opponent hit a land here because they can't profitably block. Make sure to hold up red just in case. Our opponent's done a good job of running us out of cards, I will say that. Branch walker, they miss, they can't profitably block again. Alright, they did. And missing, of course, in this case, is hitting anything. And we hit our heroic reinforcements, which is going to force them to block, and they're going to go down to 2 either way. Now, they can have a fine finality, which can sweep us, but they're still at 2, and they've got to come up with something before we come up with something. And that they also have to have fine finality. And they do not. The reverse sweep. Well, I feel good about this one because this was, I think this was the first deck that we've got hit 7 wins with, despite losing our first one, that we did not use any wild cards on. We have not used, we didn't use a single wild card. Actually, that's not true. A while ago, we used common wild cards on G2 Lava Runner, but that's it. Outside of that, we did not use any wild cards. Every other card in this deck, which of course you can't go back to and look at, but it's in the video. You guys can go back and check it out. We did not use any wild cards on, and we were able to come up with the 7 wins. So this is, you know, this is the success of free-to-play in action. So let's see what we can get as a prize. All right, no mythics, which is not bad because you can get rare lands here, and there's plenty of good rares. This is not one of them. Do we get another good one? Fall of the Thran. No, not really. But it is 2 rares. We doubled up our gold count, which is always nice. And these do just give you an opportunity. As long as you really... If you get to 6 win and you get at least 2 rares, you're in very good shape. But thank you guys very much for watching. Make sure to subscribe to this channel. Leave a like and a comment if you liked what you saw today. And if you want to support Thinktwice further, go to patreon.com/thinktwicemtg. That is how you are able to watch this series. Our Patreon supports this. And if you want to listen to Thinktwice, you can search Thinktwice MTG on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play Music, Stitcher, and Spotify. Thank you guys for watching. Catch you next time.